All right, so we're gonna do something a little different today. Level that out a little. We are gonna be looking at the program before we leave. I know. It's crazy, but man, gotta try new things. Gotta keep expanding the experiences. But anyways, so we have a little bit of. So we're gonna start with calves, then we have face pull, and then I haven't done this in a while, but we're gonna be doing barbell front delt raise, and then standing military press, crazy eights from the top. That's gonna be freaking nuts. But man, anything for the shoulder pump, that's gonna be awesome. We got dumbbell shrugs and then side raises, and I just saw a video from my coach today on side raises, so I don't know if he kind of did that for his athletes. I mean, he did it for everyone, but you know, maybe it was like a hint, hey, people hitting shoulders, I got you, kind of thing. So anyways, that's the freaking plan. But yeah, let's go have some fun. I think today is gonna be pretty cool day because we have a refeed after this. Still gotta go get, I got a little bit of work done before this, and I scooted my chair back so I could work on my laptop. But anyways, we have refeed meal tonight, and I'm thinking, I don't know about y'all as far as Costco and refeed meals, but they got some good pizzas. I wish they still had the combination pizza, which I heard, you know, was kind of, you know, out of the scene. They took it out, I don't even know how long ago. Anyone in the comment section knows, please let me know. But anyways, that is the freaking plan. We're gonna go get some shoulder work in, then some more work for the business in, and that's about freaking it. And then we might get a little meditation on camera. If we are, we're probably going to be doing it in the car because, you know, we just we want to make sure that we're getting, I don't know, you know, it's a little bit different. So I guess I just want to experience kind of like a new adventure, just because I haven't done like a car meditation in a while, so that'll be fun. But anyways, yeah, I mean, that's about freaking it. We're pretty deep in this bulk right now, just pushing the food, pushing the calories, and everything's just clicking, you know. We're almost done with HCG, so I think I'll have about like 2, maybe 3 more doses of that, but we still have the IGF up and running, so we're gonna have that through the holidays, which I am freaking grateful for, because the amount of calories that we're probably gonna be consuming, we'll probably need some help from good old IGF LR3, because that's it'll just shuttle the nutrients around a lot more efficiently, you know, get all the good stuff out of it, muscle building, fat losing, just all the freaking things that we need. So anyways, I think other than that, man, not much else to add. I was kind of noticing when I was programming for our team today, you know, just nutrition programs and then training programs. I just realized I have to do one more training program. But I was realizing that there's, like, you got to play around with food to make sure that you're, you know, getting to your goals most efficiently. And I know that sounds obvious, but what's less obvious is the amount of food that you need for weight loss. So I kind of, I was working with somebody, you know, he was following the plan to a T, and then he he basically went stagnant with his weight and his look for like 2 solid weeks. So, you know, I hit him up and I was like, dude, what's up? You know, like what, like, and he was basically telling me like, I don't know, I've been sticking to the plan, I don't really know what's going on. And so I experimented and I tried something a little new. So instead of, you know, pulling back the food, because that would make sense, like if you're in a deficit, you know, if you're in a deficit, you'll lose fat. It's not as easy as that, because what your body kind of does when you're in a major deficit is it kind of goes into like survival mode, and it'll hold on to whatever it needs for energy if it has too little calories. So if it has too little calories, then, you know, you gotta think about what the body's going to be doing. And the body is probably like, oh man, I don't have enough calories. I'm probably going to need to I'm probably going to need to hold on to some fat so that we have enough energy. But that's kind of the interesting part about the body. Like, it'll take, you know, whatever it can for energy, and then, you know, that's about it. But anyways, we switched up his food, bumped up his calories, got a lot more food coming in, and he lost weight. And he also looked fuller, and his waist looked tighter, and, you know, like pretty much everything you would want, you know, just less fat, more muscle, and then he also just had more energy throughout the day. So it was kind of one of those things that, you know, seemed backwards, but at the end of the day, that's just science. That's just how the body works. Sometimes you need to just bump up the calories so that they have more energy and they're going to burn through more. So that was pretty freaking cool. But anyways, not much else to add to that. We're just having some fun, living happily, living effortlessly, and we're gonna go freaking nail the shoulder workout. So looking forward to seeing y'all in there.